International Sports Media, Anthony Chan, George Junk Productions, and Showtime Championship Boxing in association with Pabst Blue Ribbon and Caesar's Palace. Our judges scoring this bout from ringside, we have Ronald Greenleaf, Joe O'Neill, and Paul Silverman, and our referee in charge of this bout is Bernie Profato.
那么4个回合的女子挑战赛，我们看到蓝角的选手是来自美国密执安州的克瑞斯蒂娜金，绰号全台女皇。她目前的战绩是1胜1次击倒对方获胜，从来还没有输过。
All right, fans, here we go. 4 2-minute rounds of boxing scheduled. Women's in the ring, super middleweights in action. Introducing you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with red trim from Muskegon, Michigan. She weighed in at 166 pounds. Undefeated with a record of 1 win, no losses. 1 win coming by way of knockout. They call her the Queen of the Ring. Introducing Wekristina King.
红角的拳手是大家期待一睹她风采，伟大拳王穆罕默德阿里之女莱拉阿里。她目前的战绩是5胜5次击倒对方获胜，也从来没有输过。莱拉的父亲老阿里把拳击战术归纳为一句话：跳起来像只蝴蝶，打起来像只工蜂。因此，莱拉她的拳台绰号就是蜇人的雌蜂。让我们以热烈的掌声欢迎莱拉阿里。
And ladies and gentlemen, her opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks, silver trim, fighting out of Los Angeles, California. Her weight 165 pounds. She also is undefeated in her young campaign to the ring with 5 wins, no losses. All 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight in her worldwide television debut, introducing the undefeated Leyla. She be stinging Ali.
That's right, baby.
Once again, Bernie Profato is our referee in charge. This is scheduled for 2-minute rounds of boxing.
Get that rhythm. Get that rhythm.
All right, ladies, you heard the instructions at the weigh-in last night. All I want to expect you to obey my commands at all times and protect yourselves at all times. Let's do it.
That's right, baby. She be stinging.
All right, Bobby, what are the keys to victory for them?
Well, for Leyla Ali, she wants to establish an effective jab. She loves to use it and work in behind it, and also set the pace. Not allow King to hurry her up, and a strong right hand. That is her signature punch. He throws that right hand well. And for King needs to do some different things. She's got to keep the pressure on Ali, also stay inside, shorter reach, shorter height, work inside, and go to the body and slow Ali down.
Well, let's see what happens here. Remember, Leyla Ali was knocked out in her last fight. She went on to victory, but she had a tough brawl of it with a girl by the name of Karen Bill. This Wekristina King is a lot tougher than I think the Ali handlers realize. This correctional officer from the Brooks Correctional Facility in Michigan is some kind of tough. She's been in 25 tough women contests, and she thinks she can handle Ali. She's lost a lot of weight to prove it, and she has been insulted in the process. Ali up on her toes, going with that jab. Looks pretty good with the jab. You can see that she has more natural ability than the tougher, apparently, Wekristina King.
Well, right now you can see that there's an experience factor and a style factor and also a skill factor difference, but the toughness factor we have to find out.
Well, these 2-minute rounds, as she went back on the heels, a pretty good right hand by Ali. She digs to the body. Boy, does it sound funny to me. I call most of Muhammad Ali's fights, and he's saying Ali again in a prize fight. Right hand gets through, spins ahead of King.
Ali's using that jab so well. Look how she's stuffing it in there. She's stepping in there and the right hand right behind her.
You have to remember that these are women fighters, and I'll tell you one thing, it's exciting to watch with Leyla Ali in there. Look at the shots that she's landing, Bobby. This is only round number 1.
King is showing a pretty fair chin herself.
Ali has that jab going, throws the right hand, up her to toes, wide with the right hand this time. You notice that Christina King puts her head down when she throws. Everything she does is very awkward, very tough, but not a schooled fighter at all.
No, you know, she's out of the world of the tough woman contest, almost a female Butterbean, although Butterbean kept the weight on, she did not.
Well, she's still a little heavy around the middle, but she's trained down so much she's in magnificent shape for her. Ali, very trim, very attractive-looking young lady. Uses her reach and advantage of height. She's up on her toes, bounces back. King plods in and gets paid for it with a stiff left jab, a right hand by Ali. Ali pours the pressure on now.
There's certainly a skill difference here. You can just see Ali has the combinations, has the moves, knows how to move laterally with her feet, uses a jab.
And the bell ends round number 1.
And King strictly a tough woman type fighter.
Take your time. Take your time. Just move around the box. Take your time. You're doing a double me. Shit. Fucking dirty street. Sorry, champ.
Most fighters don't have the power to get it done with one at a time. Here's Laila Ali throwing punches in bunches, combinations, jabs, right hands, following with some hooks, and following up with more jabs, right hands, going to the body a little bit, mixing it up rather well. Later, she continues to do a little bit of the same, working in behind the jab and the right hand. The right hand is her signature punch. That's her bread and butter.
Corners out, let's go. All right, here we go with round number 2. Laila Ali in black, and in the red top there, Christina King. This is a 2-minute round, as are all the rounds here in women's professional boxing. This is scheduled for 4 rounds. Laila Ali, needless to say, won the first round. Jab in the face of King. King wants to roughhouse it. Wide with the right hand, wide with the left hook. Missing. Nice straight left jab by Ali. The right hand gets through. Bangs the forehead again. Has her up against the ropes. Grabs the head. Ties her up inside, and now the referee Bravado has to come in.
You can see that King's really trying. She just doesn't have the skills. She has not been trained or worked at boxing and doesn't have the tools as does Ali. She's trying, but she just doesn't have the skills to get it done.
Well, I'll tell you this. People told me, Bobby, that Laila Ali can't fight even a little bit. I think she can fight a little bit.
Well, I've seen the tapes, but part of the problem with the tapes is the opponents she's had. There are very few women that box at her size. She has some talent. You can see it.
Well, she's loading up right now and taking advantage of the talent she has. One thing is her punches are pinpoint here, Bobby. They're all landing to the head. Look at that shot. Nice right hand cracker. Spun the chin.
You know, that was a terrific right hand, maybe the best punch she's thrown so far. And Christina King, to her credit, swelling up, will not go down.
She won't go down, but her eye is going up. It's really bulging. Left hook, right hand right on top of that bad eye. Now the jaw comes down of Laila Ali. She's worked hard to this point. Cracking right hand again gets through. Now she tries to get some air. Nice stiff jab. Right hand through again. Now the blood trickles from the left nostril of Christina King. Ali, long looping right hand, taking off the gloves. That right hand gets through.
See, unfortunately, King is only blocking all the punches, and even the ones she's blocking them put back right in her face. She's blocking them in front of her face, not really slipping, not really moving side to side with her head or her body. Slipping, going to the body, nothing that she wants to do, I don't think she's able to do.
Ali has a tendency to throw her punches while she's really landing them now. Cracking this girl left and right upstairs. And if the other girl doesn't answer back, well, the bell ends round number 2, so what I was going to say is academic. Another good round for Laila Ali.
Just get a little scratch. Just a little scratch. Don't worry about it. You're all right. You're all right. Just a little scratch. You're all right. Instead of trading jabs with her, why don't you lead with a good, all right, I got it. Lead with a good straight right hand, Chris, and not a left hook. Lead with a straight hand. Give her some water.
She went right to work, did Laila Ali, got her in trouble real early, using the jab, working behind that jab. There's a little hook, and then she hits her with the right hand. That signature punch has been so accurate. Almost every right hand has landed either flush on her face or pushed her gloves into her face. This was the best shot of the night. Laila Ali throws a beautiful right hand right there, and that was right on the button. Followed by 2 or 3 more. She threw a really solid right hand, and you could see the legs start to shake and start to give out for Christina King.
Thank you. You know, I'll tell you this, if Laila Ali could learn to drive off the back foot when she throws that jab instead of leaning out, she doesn't have the quickness her dad had. She has a lot of the skills, but no she has to beat up on Christina King. Christina really humping and puffing, blood from the nose, cracked with a left hook that time. Ali bangs her with the right hand to the head.
Some of the scouting reports about Laila Ali was that she was not that good a fighter, but unfortunately, they had nothing to judge her against. She has not fought anyone who's had real credentials, real abilities. Although she's demonstrating that she can fight, we can't gauge how well she can fight if someone's fighting her back with similar styles and skills.
Well, you know, Bobby, the best women athletes are really good fighters like Christy Martin and Lucia Riker. Then you get the pretty girls like Mia St. John and Hannah Fox are retired. But this fight is really going strong now.
Go back there. Stop. Go back there. Okay.
These girls are much bigger than what we're used to seeing. Remember, Laila Ali came in at 165 and King, a pound heavy, 166. Blood all over the face of Christina King. Ali continues to work. The mouthpiece is out.
Yeah, she lost her mouthpiece and told the referee she lost her mouthpiece.
Neutral corner. Neutral corner. Neutral corner.
Now the referee can't.
Just the mouthpiece.
Both of them go to the neutral corner.
Mouthpiece.
Christina King showing a bit of inexperience here in professional boxing. She has to go to her corner and get the mouthpiece back in. Blood all over that face. And that gives a little breather to Laila Ali, who would like to pick up the pace now. Nice stiff jab that time. Another one. Look at that mouth hanging down. That's why she's losing the mouthpiece, because her jaw's hanging. Laila realizes she's got her in a bit of trouble. Nails with the right hand. Right hand again upstairs. Goes for the nice left jab, Bobby.
Colonel, I'll tell you what, this fight might be on the verge of being stopped. If it weren't just 5 or 6 seconds left in the round, this fight might be stopped.
All right, the bell ends round number 3, and it's been all Ali.
Don't be sorry. Are you okay? You want to keep going?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Who's got the mouthpiece?
Sean's got the mouthpiece.
All right.
Hey,
I can go another round.
yeah, one more round. You know how we need you to knock her out. We need you to knock her out. Go out there and knock her out.
I'm going to stand and touch her move back, but you're going to show me a little more out there. I'm going to stop her. She's on the floor on you. I don't want you taking too many shots.
We're going to see where that mouthpiece gets dislodged. What else? A right hand. That right hand has really been finding a home on the side of the face of Christina King. And there it costed a mouthpiece.
Corner's out. All right, we're set to go to round number 4, which is the 4th and final round of this fight. Unofficially, I've got it 30-27, all 3 rounds for Laila Ali. Bobby, how would she fare against the good pros like Deirdre Gogarty, Daniela Summers?
You know what? She's much bigger, Colonel, so it's hard to gauge how she would fare against somebody like Christy Martin or even Belinda Lara Quinta we saw, who I thought beat Martin. There are so many fighters out there, so few fighters out there that the universe of fighters at this weight, I don't know how small or how large it's going to be over the next couple of years.
Action hot and furious here in the 4th round. Christina King tries to make a fight of it. Ali puts her back in the heel. Nails her again. She ready to go. The referee may stop it, and he does. It's all over. It'll be a TKO win for Laila Ali.
That was a good stoppage.
6-0. A good stoppage. 6 KOs. Boy, oh boy, Bobby. It was exciting in the end.
Well, you know, again, the universe of women at this weight, even in all of professional boxing for women, is so limited. This girl did not belong in the ring with Laila Ali. She did not have the skills. A tough man competition is basically picking people up off the street, out of the crowd, out of a bar, putting them in the ring. She was a tough guy, just swinging, and that's not what professional boxing is at a man's level or a woman's level.
Well, that question was certainly answered tonight, because this girl, Christina King, was 25-0 in the tough women contest. Although Christy Martin started her career as a tough woman, but she's a skilled athlete, different for Christina King. Laila Ali does have some skills. She can be trained to be a pretty good fighter, I think.
Well, she has some skills. She clearly demonstrated. She's also pretty well conditioned. She threw a lot of punches, took a lot of energy.
Problem is, Bobby, going to find some opponents that are as big as she is to fight her. I mean, this is a girl that walks around the streets at 175 pounds. She's 5'10". She's a very, very interesting fighter.
Well, she's a big girl, and she didn't get a full fight out of it. Here she's just having her way. The right hand just landing and landing. There again, the one that staggered King, and King basically, they could have stopped the fight after the last round, not let her come out for the fourth round. It would have been fair. I knew it was coming. I saw it coming. The right hand landing time and time again. That right hand really staggered her, wobbled her feet. And basically, she's just in a passive position, holding on to either Laila Ali or holding her own hands to her face and just cowering. So this wasn't a real test for Laila Ali. And even by Layla's own admission, she said, you know what, I have to perfect my game over the next couple of years, then I'll take on the best that there are in the world. But I don't know that there are any at that weight.
I don't know either, but I do know one thing from being in China with Laila Ali. She is an attraction. People are curious for whatever reason. Will this deal with Jackie Frazier and Ron Lyle's daughter and George Foreman's daughter happen? I don't know if there's any interest in it, but we'll find out as this whole thing around Laila Ali, because there is interest in her just because of the name. The fact that she's beautiful and can fight a little bit makes it all the more exciting. Well, you've seen it first, her professional debut across U.S. television for her big sixth victory. We'll make it official now by going to our ring announcers, Kevin Kong and Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 37 seconds in round number 4. A referee in charge, Bernie Profano, stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout and still undefeated, Laila "She-Be Stingin' Ali."
Did I throw it to Bernie? Well, Bobby, what did you think all in all of the performance by Laila?
All in all, I was more impressed with Laila than the limited number of fights that I got to see. The footage I got to see was not that great. The opponents were even lesser than this girl, at least in toughness, so they went down and folded right away. This girl did not. This girl at least tried and showed some heart and a reasonable chin. What I'd like to see her in, as anyone would against someone that can also fight back. I want to see what kind of guts and, you know, grit she has. She got off the floor in one of her fights to win, but you need to see somebody against her that can hit her more often and give her more of a competition as far as slipping and punching back and movement and all those things, so we can really gauge her.
Well, she is, because of the name, certainly a big attraction here in China, and our now American audience has had the opportunity to see her. And she's really, really an interesting person to be following. Well, it seems that we're in Guangzhou. Our main event is coming up. Andrew Golota versus Marcus Rody. It's a heavyweight bout, and this is the big fight that we're really here to see. The people in China wanted to see Ali. They've seen it, but this is an interesting fight. Who knows what Andrew Golota may or may not do. This is Rody in action. He's an interested fighting too. He's getting ready for his big fight. This is a very, very big fight for him. It's an opportunity. Night of his life and the ranked. Okay, we're ready to go to Dr. Fernie Pacheco, who has Laila Ali standing by.
Well, I did 17 years with your dad. Now you're going to come back again and make me work some more?
That's right.
Well, listen, this fight was almost over in the first round when you landed astounding lefts and rights. Were you getting tired of hitting it?
No, I wasn't getting tired. I was feeling a little jumpy because there was a little something going on in my corner. But, you know, that always happens when somebody gets hit hard. They throw their whole game out the window a lot of times.
Well, I thought, frankly, fairly only one word comes to my mind: pathetic. Your opposition was not a boxer. I mean, that girl is not a boxer.
Well,
I mean, she's got to learn how to box.
Well, I think a lot of people need to learn how to box. A lot of people are fighters, and then when they get in there with a boxer puncher, it's a whole nother story, because I can box and I punch hard. So.
Well, you look good boxing, and you punch very hard.
Yes, I do.
From here, this is such a big step. You come to China, you become the attraction in here. The attraction. Look at the camera people here. Now, where do you go? You come back to the States? Where do you go from there? You are an attraction.
I just take it fight by fight. Whoever my manager puts me in there with, I get in there with.
Is June 15th in Los Angeles, California at the Universal Amphitheater.
And who's going to be the opponent?
The opponent's unknown right now.
Right. One last word. How's your dad?
My dad's doing good, and he's watching, so that was for you, Dad.
All right, let's go back to Sheridan and Bobby Tippett.
All right, Bobby, as long as we know that Muhammad is listening, since I've broadcast so many of his fights, I want to give a special hello to the champ, too. Hello there, Muhammad, and I hope you're enjoying watching your daughter tonight. And I know that you did because she was victorious. You provided so many of us with so many great nights. This is the scene here in the Tianhe Stadium in Guangzhou and the People's Republic of China. This is the gymnasium. It's an exciting place where they have all kinds of activities, including